Welcome back to TV Water Cooler. Now, a lot of times you hear the word legend thrown around and people don't mean it, but our guest today has been on the TV shows The Twilight Zone, The $6 Million Man, Miami Vice, the NBC hit Heroes, and an obscure sci-fi gem whose name escapes me at the moment. People of Earth, yeah. This is George Takei.
Welcome.
Oh, my.
I don't know. I think it was it Star Trek?
What? It could have been.
I think it might have been. Now,
Live
George.
long and prosper.
Yeah. Oh. First of all, before we even get to Heroes and Star Trek, I have to congratulate you on your upcoming wedding.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to you, too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the questions that matters. Now, let's talk about for a moment about the show Heroes, because we did see your character, Hero's father, seem to die last year.
You saw me fall off that high-rise building, didn't you?
Indeed.
However, I came back for 2 more episodes after that because nothing on Heroes is as it seems on the surface.
If Spock can come back for 5 more movies, you can come back for 2 more episodes.
Exactly.
So on the premiere episode, will we be seeing you in some incarnation?
Well, we all had to sign a non-disclosure statement. However, I will tell you that the 3rd season begins on September 22nd, and that is an episode not to be missed.
I got what that meant. Did you just read through the lines?
I'm just listening to his voice in my head some more. It's beautiful.
I know. Did you hear? I talked over it, but
I'm
he did.
in your head.
He did do an oh my.
That was an oh my, and that sounds like sort of a semi-scoop. Now, you can't say if you'll be on it, but will you be watching it at home that night?
I most certainly will be watching it. And I expect you to be watching it as well. Right, Teresa?
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's talk about Star Trek. So many years later, still there are rabid fans. How is it being, doing the conventions and meeting all the rabid fans?
I love doing these conventions because, it's really literally global now. There are fans all over this planet. And last year I did a convention in Yokohama, Japan, and the Japanese are fantastic supporters, although my character in Japan is not Sulu. When they redubbed Star Trek into Japanese, they saw that the actor who plays Sulu has a Japanese surname, but Sulu is not a Japanese name. And it was quite intentionally not a Japanese name, because Gene Roddenberry wanted my character to be representative of all Asia, Pan-Asia. But Asian surnames are all nationally specific.
Right.
Tanaka is Japanese, Wong is Chinese, Kim is Korean.
Sulu is?
Well, there's that history of conflict, and he didn't want to suggest that. He wants unity. So he was looking at the map of Asia and trying to find, something that unites us all. And then he saw in the South Pacific the Sulu Sea, and he said, the waters of a sea touch all shores, and hence Sulu. But the Japanese didn't know that story, and so they gave my character a Japanese name. I'm known in Japan as Kato.
Kato.
Which is like Smith in Japanese.
I'm high on the topic of talking about your wedding. So let's get on. See, that's a transition.
Okay, I like that. It's very smooth, yeah.
It was really smooth. George appreciates that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Brad appreciates that, too.
Well, let's meet Brad. Your fiance is here, Brad Altman. Welcome.
Hello.
It's so nice to meet you. Welcome.
Brad, thank you so much.
Congratulations. How does it feel to know that you will finally be legally married?
I'm thrilled. I'm the luckiest guy in California. I get to marry George Takei.
The only one.
How long have you guys been together?
Well, more than 21 years, but we have a well-established relationship, but we've never legally been allowed to marry until the California Supreme Court said marriage equality has come to California.
And since that's happened, George, you'll be the first celebrity to get married in a same-sex ceremony.
Is it? When are Alan and Portia getting married?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they've said a
I have a
date
feeling
yet.
they're planning a huge shindig. Tell us some of the wedding details.
But is it going to be before September 14th?
I think you're going to beat them.
Oh, we are?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Oh, yeah. You're going to beat
I
them.
think you're going to beat them. You're getting married downtown Los Angeles.
we're boldly going where other couples, same-sex couples, have not gone.
What will you be wearing?
White dinner jackets, black wool pants,
Every detail.
Brad,
cufflinks.
Brad, what can you tell us about the rings you guys are going to have?
They're from Arizona, my native state.
those are
They're
beautiful.
turquoise and silver, and they're made by a Native American. Our theme of our wedding is diversity, so we're doing a little bit of different
Love this.
elements.
Well-
Tell them how it's diverse.
You tell them.
Well, our best man is my good friend and colleague from Star Trek, Walter Koenig.
Yes,
who's
Chekhov.
Jewish American.
Yeah.
Our best lady is Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura. And so we have a Jewish American and an African American.
I feel like it's the beginning of a joke.
It sort of sounds like it, doesn't it? But it falls flat after that
Right,
because it's the same old thing.
We got a Vulcan in the audience, too.
Right.
I want to ask
We got
about
half Vulcan, to be
That's
precise.
correct. I've been out-geeked. Howard Stern, on his radio show this morning, announced that Artie Lang is going to be donating $1,500 to a human rights campaign, which is your
Wedding registry.
You've asked that
registry.
people donate money instead of send you gifts.
You know, we've been together for over 20 years now. We have our toasters, we have our silverwares. You know, we don't need more. And so we've suggested a contribution to either the Japanese American National Museum, which is where we're getting married, or to the Human Rights Campaign's wedding registry.
Well, $1,500 is a nice chunk of change from Artie.
Well, this
how
is
much?
hard.
How much do you think Howard Stern might send?
How much should he send, George?
Well, if it's proportional, what?
How much should Howard Stern send?
If it's proportional, it should be about 10 times what...
Is William Shatner invited to your wedding?
Well, you know, the press has taken it on itself to announce that Bill is not invited.
Yes.
Simply because we hadn't sent out the invitation yet at that time when we were asked. There's a long list and a short list, and we have only 200
I know
seats
how
in
it
the
is
Democracy
when you wait to
Forum.
see who doesn't
Don't
RSVP
you
and
know?
then you go to
Yes.
Plan B. Yes.
Well, the invitations, most of the invitations have been sent out, and Bill is amongst them. So there.
Are you expecting him?
You have a scoop here.
Exclusive inside
He
scoop.
got
We caught
an
up with George
invitation.
Takei for an exclusive inside scoop, folks. Thank you so much, George
Yes,
and
thank
Brad.
you.
Definitely, and best of luck on the upcoming wedding. And up next, George might be ready for marriage, but is this man ready for the cooler quiz? Stick around to find out. Brad Albin and George coming up. Welcome back to TV Water Cooler. Mr. George Takei has appeared on Star Trek, on NBC's Heroes, and tonight on ABC's Wanna Bet. I'll be watching that. But now we take him on a trek through the cooler frontier.
Want to bet?
Yes.
Are you ready? Let us begin.
Con lights. George, will you and Brad now become the celebrity couple, George?
What's the question?
Good answer. We'll accept
Good
that.
answer. George, you've been in show business for over 50 years. How come no one can pronounce your name correctly?
They want to give it the Germanic pronunciation, like Einstein, Takei.
Because you're smart?
Well, if they're smart, they'll call me Takei because that translates into English as expensive.
Ooh, I like that.
George, if the guys from Star Trek had a fight with the guys from Star Wars, who would Kirk hook up with?
Who would Kirk, if they had a war,
Yeah.
who would Kirk hook up
Who
with?
would Kirk seduce in Star Trek? Star Wars.
Star Wars. Not Princess Alia.
No.
I don't know those characters.
Jar Jar Binks, I'm thinking. Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
Jar.
I feel
Okay, we'll
Jar
accept
Jar.
Jar Jar. Or
Okay.
Greedo, we'd accept. Great.
Back to wedding talk. Okay, if Shatner does come, do you think it's wise to have an open bar?
We'd better send out another truckload.
George, please complete this phrase in the classic film Wizard of Oz. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Oh my.
Thank you, everybody. George Takei. George
We're not
Takei.
saying anything. No, you passed. Be like George and watch the 2-hour season premiere of Heroes Villains, September 22nd at 9/8 Central on NBC. What a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Coming up. Oh my.